the cost overruns on the F-35. Right now it's at $27.7 billion total, so it's definitely over budget, 50% increases. The $7 billion Defence of Canada fighter infrastructure project, that's above and beyond that 27.7, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And I think the 27.7 estimate, it's important to note that's the National Defence's estimate. We believe another 5.5 billion should be added to that for some essential weapons and facility upgrades.
And if if D&D, which by extension means your audit, was based on incomplete or not fulsome information, how much more do you think the cost overrun actually is?
Well, at least 5.5 billion more than the 27.7. So we did try to sit back and say, what does make a CF-35 fully operational and capable? And that's why we picked up certain other elements. Other things that we couldn't cost yet because the government hadn't costed those would have been the interim facilities that are needed because of the 3-year delay in the 2 main bases. So they do need to have interim facilities, and that hadn't been costed out yet. So that would need to be added as well. And that's why we recommended a much more active and minimum annual process and monitoring costs and updating estimates so that D&D knows what it needs to commit going forward.
Did you get a sense of what the actual final number of the amount of full-time employees would be required? I mean, again, I know the report says 246, but you said that was based on kind of a certain level of completeness of the program, but it wasn't based on the full completeness of the program. So if this program is, when it's fully rolled out, fully implemented, so I'm assuming that's Cold Lake, Bagotville, but also the other 8 bases that are listed in your report, in particularly Inuvik and Iqaluit, how many full-time employees are we going to need more than above and beyond that 246? Do you know?
Well, as we mentioned in the report, the 246 are about planning, logistics, and security. There's so much more that goes into running a base. And then you would have to add in pilots and technicians and maintenance crew. So I don't have that number. Neither does National Defense right now. They haven't finished all of their plans, which is why we could only talk to you about the level of detail that we have here. We do know that they are planning for pilot training, and their current plans don't envision to have enough pilots. So they need to do something different in order to ensure that they are ready when those aircraft arrive in Canada.
Yeah, the first group of pilots being trained is in the United States, correct?
Correct. The first few aircraft are going to the United States. They're expected to start in 2026 to be there to train Canada's pilots, and then the first plane is expected to arrive in Canada in 2028.
I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. Is this has been ongoing for years, and yet we still have an incomplete plan. Why is that, and who's responsible for this? Like which do you have a name for who's hasn't completed the planning for this? I mean, this is kind of crazy that we don't have a complete plan yet.
So, Mr. Chair, I think I would send the member to Exhibit 2.2. We outlined sort of the 5 phases of transitioning from the CF-18s to the CF-35s, and they're still in phase 1, right? Build-up phase is coming. So this is National Defense's plan. Ultimately, who is responsible? Well, there's the Chief of Defence Staff and the Deputy Minister. Ultimately, making sure that Canada's fighter jet capability is available and can transition is their ultimate responsibility. And I think that's the question should go to National Defence on progress, the gaps in their plans, and how they plan on updating those. We did give them a recommendation about making sure that their master plan was much more comprehensive.